Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel Lifestyle Critic. I hope you're having a brilliant day. So we just got the first 5 episodes of season 6 of Riverdale, this special event moment to mark the 100th episode. And I have to say, whilst it took a little while to get used to, it was actually pretty damn awesome. I mean, the next episode is going to be returning episode 6 in March next year, and everybody is absolutely loving multiverses, variants and different realities right now. And here we get to see the cast of Riverdale, or rather Rivervale, experiencing this for themselves and seeing what would happen in this new shadow reality, Rivervale, which, like I said, was really awesome, and I'm going to be breaking every single episode down for you right now. So the first episode of this season really did take the WTF aspects of this show to a whole other level, and also really brought back the Cheryl versus Archie aspects of the first season back, with her influencing and convincing everyone in the town of Rivervale to sacrifice Archie. Very Third Day vibes from this episode if you have seen that TV series starring Jude Law, especially in how ritualistic it all really was. It was also really crazy how everyone just went about their business in the following 3 episodes as well. They were never going to permanently kill off the Archie Andrews character though, as he is just too important, despite the fact that he has had the weakest storylines compared to the other main characters across the previous 2 seasons. Hopefully in season 6 they do finally turn that around. I did also really like how they showed that he really is pure of heart out of all of the other characters in Rivervale, which I thought was really interesting. I also really liked how they evolved Jughead's role in this reality from not only just being a voiceover narrator to actually being a fourth wall breaking narrator, which I thought was really cool. The next episode was mainly around the vengeful spirit called Leorona, and I think this whole season has been so phenomenal in how they really have brought back loads of characters from the past and really have just celebrated the last couple of years of Riverdale. And in this particular episode we have Darla Dickinson returning, who calls on the spirit to curse Tony and the other kids of Rivervale, which really did feel like a bit of a horror movie. And I feel like in some ways you can understand where she's coming from, because the Tony character did accidentally kill her son, so I feel like she is doing this out of revenge. And I also thought it was really fascinating how they really did put a lens on whether or not it was the cursed ghost that was causing all of the issues in Jughead and Tabitha's relationship, or whether or not it was actually them. And likewise, I really liked how they explored Veronica and Reggie's relationship, and it was just so interesting as he was holding a flame for one of his past relationships. So I just thought those aspects of this episode was really great, even though it did really focus on whether Leorona is going to be able to kill off all of the kids in Rivervale. The next episode upped the ante even more, with Oliver Rice reprising his demonic role from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, this time playing the character of Louis Cypher, aka Lucifer the Devil. And I just absolutely loved this episode. I thought it was truly fascinating just at what humans are capable of doing and the decisions that they're going to make and what they need to tip them over the edge into really wanting to sell their soul. I just thought it was so interesting, and I just thought conceptually was absolutely brilliant. For example, Kevin giving into his desires of wanting to be rich and famous, Reggie tricking Veronica into signing her soul to the devil as well, only for her to double cross him back. And she really did demonstrate that the Veronica Lodge character really is not one to be messed with and is truly formidable, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. Tabitha also using the help of an angel to save Pop Tate and to save the diner as well, I thought was really great. And Betty accidentally killing her boss due to her giving her rage over to the dark side, over the whole trash bag killer side. So it really did show that Dark Betty really is still in there, and I really like how they have threaded that storyline across from the first season all the way up until now, which I think is really great. Jughead also gave into temptation, but then realized that the promise of the devil really isn't all that it cracked up to be, and then wanted to reverse this, which I thought was so fascinating too. And I just think this episode just looked at the devil and people's temptations absolutely brilliantly. Next episode, I wasn't sure what to expect from Cheryl's solo-led episode in the beginning, but then I have to say it was absolutely brilliant what they did with all of her witchly origins. And of course, this marked the epic moment that we have all been wanting to see for so long, which is the legendary crossover event with the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, I absolutely love how they made fun of the fact that they have the younger cast playing younger versions of the older cast, except this time it was actually the same person, which was just so meta. In case you missed it, Abigail Blossom, Poppy Blossom and Cheryl Blossom were actually all Abigail the whole time, as she was being cursed to immortality by the past version of the Fangs character, and she had to stay in Thornhill, so she just created new personas. But as the Bailey's Comet legendary event as well was taking place, she wanted to use this as an opportunity to pass into the next world, and so transferred places with the Nana Rose character so that she could finally move on and that Nana Rose could relive her youth, which I just thought was so interesting. And I just absolutely felt that Sabrina Spellman just fitted into this world so well, and I'm hoping that we do get to see her one day in the future in the true Riverdale scenario. We then had the 100th episode of Riverdale, and I have to say they totally delivered. It was such a brilliant episode. I really didn't want it to end. I just wanted more and more and more from it, and it was just so good. So many head scratching moments, loads of twists and turns, and just loads of celebrations for what Riverdale has meant to everybody over the last couple of years, which I think is so brilliant. So it starts off with Jughead discovering the truth from the end of the 5th season, which is where the Rivervale reality was created, and I thought they described it really well, whereby all of the events in Riverdale did happen, except this is now a bit of a darker path of what could happen in the future. Although that being said, they did say in Rivervale that all of the Hiram Lodge stuff wasn't happening, so you know, some of the things I guess were different in this reality, but this is where effectively the Rivervale world was created and has now created a separate universe that is now colliding with Riverdale. And as we have multiple versions of Jughead, this is now creating a bit of a paradox. I love how they brought back characters from the past to celebrate this 100th episode, and that also included bringing back the actor Ross Butler to briefly reprise his role as the original Reggie while still having Charles Melton, and then seeing these two meet I just thought was so brilliant, which is just absolutely wicked. And they also brought back Ethel, Hal, Dilton, while still making the Archie Andrews character really evil, and I thought it was so nice how they had some scenes with the Fred Andrews character as well. And they also really showed how Betty and Archie are going to be saved at the end of the 5th season, and that one variant of Jughead is going to be cursed to stay in the bunker and write material for the Rivervale while to continue. I'm sure this isn't the last time that we have seen Rivervale, but it was just so fun, and I just absolutely loved how they gave it a little bit of a Simpsons inspired Treehouse of Terror special to mark the 100th episode so brilliantly. And I also loved how they tapped into the source material of this show, namely the fact that this is all based on the Archie comic series. So I just thought the 100th episode was so well. I loved how they explained this world's version of multiverses, and also did borrow from the MCU in terms of having different variants and creating a bit of a paradox. And I just thought it was such a brilliant way to celebrate the 100th episode and 6 seasons of Riverdale. So I really love the way that they changed up the formula and seeing the world of Riverdale and Rivervale, which is already pretty dark itself, and then they made it even more sinister by making it a little bit more akin to the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I'm sure we'll return to the world of Rivervale again in the future, as the creator has said that all of this is canon, so surely this can't be the last time that we've seen it. But you know, episode 6 may well pick up from the end of episode 5 officially, in terms of picking up from that bomb explosion moment, except this time they won't go down the devilishly witchly path that we saw in the first 5 episodes of this season. Hopefully we don't need to see some of the rehashing of certain storylines that we did see in these first 5 episodes. For example, Veronica and Reggie trying to get a casino and having Alice getting in their way, and Tony and Fangs trying to raise their kid who just keeps crying all the time. Surely we won't have to see all of this stuff happening again. I mean, it does look like Cheryl's curse will resume, and that Veronica and Betty's friendship is also going to be back. I have to say, Betty Cooper definitely is one of the best characters out of all of them, as all of her mystery solving storylines are always the best, and I just feel like this is going to be really exciting when they revisit this in the remainder for the 6th season. So those are all of my thoughts on the first 5 episodes of Riverdale/Rivervale. Now I'd love to hear from you, so please let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. Otherwise I look forward to seeing you in my next video.